Bucknutters, welcome to the Bucknuts Morning 5 here on Friday, October 27th, 2017. I am Dave Biddle, and I'm very happy to be joined by Jonah Booker. J-Book, after much anticipation, the game is finally tomorrow. Usually when I say the game, we're talking Ohio State, Michigan, but Ohio State, Penn State finally tomorrow, 3:30 at the Horseshoe, will be televised by Fox. Let's talk about what we're optimistic about, what we're pessimistic about regarding this game tomorrow. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball and what you feel most confident about. Like when you look at this Buckeyes offense against Penn State's defense, what are you most confident about tomorrow, J-Book?
I think Ohio State, they're going to be able to establish running the football this game. I think Ohio State, I think they're going to get that push. I'm looking forward to seeing how Billy Price performs. He's a guy who's been pretty pumped up about this game. I think he's going to have a big game. But overall, with the offense, I'm looking for an explosive Ohio State offense to show out on Saturday, weather permitting. As long as the forecast is not calling for a Michigan State type of forecast we had several years ago, I think this offense is going to perform at a very high level. So I'm very confident on that. And I think it bodes well for the Buckeyes coming off the bye week. So they're going to be able to throw some wrinkles in there that Penn State hasn't seen on film. And I think it also bodes well for Ohio State that they've been preparing for this game for several weeks now. They should have the game plan already ironed out, and all indications are the game plan's been set for several weeks now. It's just a matter of executing and putting the team in the best position to succeed for Kevin Wilson and Ryan Day.
Yeah, you brought up the weather. Looks like the Buckeyes might have dodged a bullet as far as the weather. And you may say the Nittany Lions dodged a bullet, too. It could have affected them just as much. But I did a story on Bucknuts 3 days ago on Tuesday. They were calling for 91% chance of rain pretty much throughout the game. Now, as of this morning, they're calling for maybe like 5% chance at kickoff, and it doesn't get any higher than that through the rest of the game. So it's come from 91% to 5. It looks like it's going to be dry conditions for the game. So to me, that's huge. Defensively for the Buckeyes, when you look at the Silver Bullets against this high-powered Penn State offense, what are you most confident about when you look at this defense?
I'm a little nervous with this side of the football, to be honest, because that Penn State offense is explosive, it's dynamic. They have a lot of weapons. The key for me is I think this defense will be hyped up. I think they're going to be pumped up and up for the challenge to try to shut down Barkley. I don't know if you can shut him down. After old saying about Michael Jordan, you just hope to contain him. Barkley's that good, but I think this defense is definitely going to have the opportunity to show what they're made of. And I think Penn State offensive line could be exposed here in this game. Ohio State defensive line, if they're able to get penetration, which I think they can, that's going to be the big key for this defense. Get Penn State in third and long situations, because that's when you kind of put the game on McSorley's shoulder. He's going to throw those jump balls, those 50-50 jump balls, so it's going to be imperative that the defensive backs get their head around. The key is how will this defense match up against Saquon Barkley whenever he is motioning out of the backfield, and they look to try to get him involved in the passing game, making him a dual threat running back there. And also for the defense is remaining gap sound. Michigan was absolutely gassed because guys were out of position. You make one mistake and Barkley will take it 65, 70 yards to the house. So just remaining gap sound. We're going to need an outstanding game from Chris Worland, Cuff Borland, especially those linebackers. Don't be a hero. Don't try to make plays in other people's gaps. Stay disciplined with your technique and stay home.
You kind of hit all the bases right there for defense. You hit on what you're optimistic about and pessimistic about defensively. So we'll go back to offense just for a second. What are you not very confident about offensively? What are you pessimistic about offensively as you look at this game tomorrow?
Yeah, I think the offense has a chance to have a big night, but a lot of that, we had it on the front row message board, is Urban Meyer. He has a great game plan. They're ready to go. They think they're going to be able to be dynamic. but it's also going to be contingent on the right side of that offensive line with Knox and Isaiah Prince. Last year, Isaiah Prince, he really struggled against the pressure with Penn State. They know that. He's shown on tape against Oklahoma that he still can have issues against those speed rushers. Knox is coming in. This is going to be his biggest game that he's played in since he was asked to step in against Clemson in the bowl game, which he absolutely folded under pressure. So it's going to be imperative that those two guys are communicating. The crowd is going to be loud. It's going to be imperative those two guys are on the same page, because Penn State will test them. They're going to send overloaded blitzes to their side. They're going to see if these guys can hold under the pressure. And if they can't hold up and they put J.T. Barrett in his offense in third and long situations, that's where you start seeing this offense getting off track. If they can hold up in this game and they can do their job, I think this Ohio State offense has a legitimate shot to do something special. If Ohio State can establish that line of scrimmage and don't get blown off the football like they did last year, then you're looking for a Buckeye high-scoring affair here.
Yeah, as you mentioned, we all know Penn State's defense is going to stack the box and try and make JT beat them down the field with the passing game. We'll see if he's able to do that. All right, brass tacks. Let's get some predictions. We did our staff predictions yesterday, but for those who didn't see it, let's throw some final score predictions out there and who's going to win. J-Book, you go first. Who's going to win this game? What's going to be the final score?
I got Ohio State covering that spread, 34-24. I'm looking for Trace McSorley to turn that football over. He's eventually going to get burned by those arm punts. Vegas, I know R.J. Bell, who's a big Vegas insider and also a Ohio State Buckeye, listening to his podcast talking about the game, and a lot of the sharps in Vegas, they like Ohio State for the simple fact that Urban Meyer, coming off a bye week and extra time to prepare in his career, he's 46-4 straight up, and in the regular season, coming off a bye 2 weeks to prepare, he has not lost a game since 2001. I look for the Buckeyes to keep that trend going Saturday against Penn State.
I'm with you. I like the Buckeyes to win and cover. I have Ohio State winning 31-20. And, you know, frankly, I won't be surprised if Ohio State's able to take it to them to a certain extent. It won't be a blowout, but I just think the revenge factor is so big. As you mentioned, Urban Meyer, no one's better than him in revenge games. And people can say, oh, Penn State's a revenge game for them, too. Listen, the reason they didn't make the playoffs last year is because they lost 2 games. There's never going to be a team that loses 2 games that makes the playoffs when it's only 4 teams that make it. So they should be mad for losing to Pitt last year and getting blown out against Michigan. Losing, beating Ohio State and Ohio State getting in. How about don't lose to Pitt and you would have been fine, Penn State. So I think Ohio State definitely has more of a revenge factor on their side. And the game's at home. The Buckeyes are coming off a bye. I just think the Buckeyes are the better team too. Penn State's very good, but I think people are talking them up a little too much. Real quick before I let you go, final thing here. News broke yesterday. We have all our guys switching their crystal balls. It looks like the Buckeyes are not going to get Anthony Cook, and I'm putting it mildly there. Number 2 corner in the country. Looks like he's headed to Texas. Just your thoughts on, looks like the Buckeyes are not going to land Anthony Cook, Jay Book.
Yeah, it's not totally surprising. He's a Texas kid. He has a couple teammates that are headed to UT. And Tim Beck, and everybody knows Tim Beck is a great recruiter. Tom Herman, he's a heck of a recruiter. So I'm not 100% shocked here. I know if the decision was earlier, Ohio State was in prime position to land him. The thing is that visit to Ohio State was so many weeks ago with these high school kids. Things can change on the fly. It's unfortunate. I thought Ohio State was going to be in a great position, and if you read some of the LSU sites, they're actually saying that his mom preferred Ohio State over Texas. So this to me tells me that this is an Anthony Cook decision alone here. Obviously, support of his parents, but Ohio State looking like they're going to miss out on this one. So I wish the kid nothing but the best. He handled his recruitment with nothing but class. He gave Ohio State a fair shot. We was in there right into the thick of things there to the end, but Urban Meyer, he put up a fight, but his prodigy and Tom Herman's going to win this battle.
The good news is the Buckeyes are still recruiting their ass off. They're going to finish with the number one class in the country, in my opinion. And but I agree with you. Anthony Cook seems like a classy kid. I wish him well. Nothing wrong with staying home and playing for Texas. It's not like he picked Michigan or something. You hear me? So I'm with you. I wish him well. And great stuff, as always, from Jonah Booker. Thank you very much, J-Book. You can catch his column every week on Bucknuts that is outside Columbus. You can catch him on Twitter. He's at JBook37. He's all over the front row message board, always posting good stuff. So thank you, Jonah Booker. And thanks to all the listeners out there for tuning in to the show. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great day and a great weekend. It's going to be a fun weekend. Go Bucks. Let's hear that Buckeye swag, best damn band in the land.